Here's a simple and inexpensive way to make music in the great outdoors at your home. But I'll warn you, you'll need a piece of paper and a pencil to take directions. It's very specific. Let me show you how I made these. Now, in order to make these chimes, you're going to have 2 pieces of 3/4 inch electrical conduit. They come in 10-foot sections. And the first piece we're going to cut is going to be 20.5 inches long. So we clamp it into our vise and measure it off. And then, using a pipe cutter, we're going to cut that piece off of there. You could use a hacksaw, but I find that this works a lot better, quite a bit faster. Each time you go around, tighten it a little bit, and that cutter blade goes a little bit deeper into the conduit. In fact, you're going to like these chimes so much, like me, you'll probably make a whole lot of these. Comes right off. You'll find that the cut surface may have some sharp edges on it, so you may want to take a round file and get inside there and file that off. Again, it's important to cut the lengths exactly correctly to get the correct tone. But it's also important to hang them in this specific order so that the top of the chimes is horizontal and doesn't hang crooked. So hang them in this order: 20.5 inches, 12 5/8, 15.5, 12 3/8, 18 inches, 14 1/4, 16 3/4, and 11 inches. Our next step is to drill a hole about 1/8 of an inch in diameter, about 1/4 of an inch from the end of each pipe. And the way we do that is to take a punch, set it on the pipe about 1/4 of an inch from the end, and tap it with a hammer. So we've got a little dimple there, and then place that in a vise and get our drill, set it in the dimple, and drill through it. Once we've got the conduit all cut and assembled in the right order and the holes drilled in the end, we're going to go to the wooden parts of our chimes. I've got a piece of redwood lumber here, though any kind you want is fine, and draw 2 circles on it. One that's 5 3/4 inches in diameter, and with an inner circle that's 4 1/2 inches in diameter. And on that inner circle, I've made marks at certain intervals: 3/4 of an inch, then 1 inch, then 3/4 of an inch, then 1 inch. And don't measure on the curve, just straight across is fine. And we're going to drill holes at those marks, and those are the holes that we'll use to hang our chimes from. The other one we need is for the clapper, the part that hits the chimes and makes the sound. For that, we need a circle 3 1/4 inches in diameter. But now, let's cut them out. Now, once we've got the circles cut out, the next step is to drill those holes at those 1 inch, 3/4 inch intervals. What's important when you're hanging your chimes is that you use the holes that are 1 inch apart. I prefer to use nylon string for this. It's easy to work with. Thread it through the holes and thread it into the chime. And I like to tie it so that the knot winds up inside my conduit. And I can hide both raw ends of the string. So I draw it up tight and tie the ends together just about as tight as I can get them using a square knot, left over right, right over left. Draw it tight and then tuck the ends of the string down inside the chime. With the conduit hung and the clapper suspended from the middle of the hook, all we've done is attach a plastic wind catcher to the bottom of the clapper. I made it out of plastic. You can make yours out of lucite or plexiglass or even a lightweight piece of wood. Anything that'll catch the wind and move when the wind blows. Chimes like this could cost $50 or $60 in the store, but I've done it for under $10 from electrical conduit from the hardware store. Music in the great outdoors. I love it.